All right, man. I want to talk a little bit about the Senior Bowl. Uh, Look like the majority of the major gun quarterbacks are going to be attending the Senior Bowl. If my memory serves me correctly, the top 1 and 2 teams in the draft get to coach the Senior Bowl. So, I mean, most of the big names in there are going to be there. So the Lions are going to get an in-depth look at every quarter, any major quarterback. Now, there's probably some other good ones out there that might turn out to be really, really good. But right now, you have Malik Willis, Sam Howell, who was the latest to throw his hat in the name of the Senior Bowl. Carson Strong from Nevada. We talked about him last show. Also, we're going to have Bailey Zappe, the Western Kentucky guy. I think he might transfer from Boise State to Western Kentucky. Set some records this year. Desmond Ritter from Cincinnati, and Kyle Pickett from Pitt. So all these guys are going to be attending the Senior Bowl. Okay, I know somebody who got credentials to the Senior Bowl. So should be interesting. So let me cue this up real quick. And then don't forget you got the East West Shrine Bowl too. There, so there's some interesting characters there that maybe don't get the major look. I believe that Shannon Sharp said he's going into the East West Shrine Game Hall of Fame this year. So usually that's the game for the guys who don't get accepted to the Senior Bowl or a little or less known than the major guys. Still kind of setting myself up. So give me a minute. But I believe the Lions, if my memory serves me correctly, and this goes down to Mobile every year, the Lions will get an up close and personal look and coach some of these guys. So you really don't see this, and this kind of just actually, how can I say it, validates the people who say the quarterback class isn't that deep. So I'm still getting myself together. So it kind of verifies to what people say. And to pull up the list real quick. So Sam Howell was like, he decided to get in. He ain't got no choice. He ain't got no choice. He got to get in when he fit in. And all these guys are seniors, and there's some other people that might raise another red flag. That these guys are seniors, and like I said before, man, my man Justin Herbert went back. He could have been the number one pick, and he's delivering like the number one pick. But you got Sam Howell, North Carolina, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ritter, Kenny Pickett, Pittsburgh, Desmond Ritter, Cincinnati, Carson Strong, Nevada, really can spin it. Malik Willis from Liberty, and Bailey Zappe. Hope I'm saying his name right, from Western Kentucky. Now, Bailey Zappe, he broke some records, so start off with him. He broke some records this season. Right now, he listed at about 6'1", probably could be around the height or shorter. 22 years old. So he started off at Western Kentucky. It looked like another Texas quarterback, and this season he threw for 5,967 yards, 62 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Bailey Zappe. Now, I only seen some little bit of highlights of Bailey Zappe, but the number one thing is going to be about his height. And then, can he really throw the football? That's probably going to be the second question, is can he throw the football? So, can he get up to speed? So, it's going to be interesting. Great quarterbacks come from everywhere. Steve McNair, didn't he come from like Alcorn State, or was it McGee State or something like that? Lamar came from Louisville. It's good quarterbacks everywhere. You have to be able to find them. And also, it's all about the fit. You look at Mac Jones. he's an immaculate fit for the Patriots. They knew what he wanted. They knew that he could fit their system. They knew that he can deliver what they wanted to deliver. So this is the number one priority for the Detroit Lions. Like it or not, y'all can scream about receiver, linebacker, safety. If you watched the Detroit Lions this season, you knew Dan Campbell before he started to develop a little bit better as a head coach. He lost some games with some coaching decisions. We lost the games at the quarterback position. The defense probably could be a top 10 defense if Jared Goff was just average, and he isn't. It was proven this year. I don't care if he improved versus when he got Josh Reynolds. Okay. I care about can he deliver when it counted. In the second half of that Green Bay game, he couldn't deliver. Started off hot when teams adjusted towards Jared Goff, he couldn't deliver. You know, he had a run game. He had a top tight end. He couldn't abuse none of that. It's as simple as that. So, but Bailey Zappe, numbers there, but it's the level of competition there. That's the question. You know, but he may. I don't know what conference Western Kentucky in. Is it Conference USA? But we'll see. And now the new trend is dual threat quarterbacks. It don't look like to be a dual threat quarterback. But you come from an area in Texas where we got a lot of great quarterback play. So if you like the production, if you like the talent, Bailey Zappe, you might have to take a flyer on him. You know, so he might be flyer worthy, but you know, this year he really exploded. I don't know what happened in 2020 was the lack of games, but the production has pretty much been there since he been in Western Kentucky. You know, his numbers got better almost every year except for that COVID year. But you know, he been balling. He been balling, and yeah, I mean, if he turned out to be good, I mean, he might start a trend for smaller school quarterbacks. But obviously, there's level of competition. Can he play at a higher level, and then can he spin it? That's the question. Do we got enough arm? You know, to lead a franchise. And you look at a guy like Desmond Ritter, or somebody who didn't have a best chance in hell versus Alabama. Another senior. Okay, he didn't have a bad chance in hell. Didn't get a chance up front, but they couldn't run the ball or nothing. 6'4", 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 3,334 yards, 90% rate passer rating, 53.1. That's versus Alabama. So I mean, somebody who production pretty almost got better each and every year, except for the lockout year, COVID year. So I mean, last 2 years he threw over well over 60%. Every year he threw over 60% besides 2019. So I mean, you know, is there a lot to like there? I don't know. I've seen some of them, but when I watch him, I'm not sure he jumps off my TV. You know, ain't nobody I think is special, but he got an arm. It's one thing you cannot deny about Desmond Ritter. He got the arm. He can get that thing out there. You know, competition level. They play some teams in that conference. They play some teams, and he can throw the deep ball. So that's going to keep him in the league. You know, he can run a bit. He's somebody that popped up on people's radar last year in the bowl game. They beat somebody pretty prominent in the bowl game. And that's one of the reasons Cincinnati got that shot. So he can run a bit. You know, older guy, mature. You know, probably still need the season just a little bit more. But Played for a great coach in Luke Fickell. And then question about him too. You got enough arm and level of competition you played, and can you make that adjustment in the National Football League? It's no longer about can you run an offense. They're now subjecting the offense to college. Everything they doing is based off college. I remember back in the day, somebody tried to run an option. I forget who it was on Tampa Bay, and Warren Sapp after the game. That's the option will never work in the NFL. We too fast. You know what I'm saying? And now they at some point they start running variations of the option. The Wildcat, the option did stay for a minute. The wing T and all that shit came back. So I mean, the NFL is now copying college. Now it's copying amateur leagues. Now it's all about spreading out. You rarely see too many teams get out there and spread and go heavy and get under center. That's the way it is. But Desmond Ridder, somebody that's been on people's radar since last year. Unlike Bailey Zappe, the production is not jumping off the page. Because each year, but he set marks this year. Most completions, most attempts, second highest completion percentage, most yards average thrown, 30 touchdowns. He threw 8 picks. And 81 with his yard, and his passer rating was the highest. So something that you gotta look at. But is he the most intriguing guy here? Absolutely not. Then you look at a guy like Carson Strong. Look at this guy named Carson Strong. Not mobile at all. Big, strong, got a cannon forearm, and he probably gonna drop because he ain't your classic quarterback. That's probably why he dropped. He's your classic quarterback. He's not the dual threat. He actually a senior, junior, but he gonna be there. He's actually a junior. He must be a rare shirt, I'm guessing. But they got him on the roster. But you look at the numbers: 4,186 yards, 36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So 8 interceptions. So those are another outstanding number. Now, and again, the competition level is going to be questions. When he goes out of conference, he was 108 for 454 yards, 4 out of 154 attempts, over 70%, 1,332 yards, 8.6. Did good out of conference. He did good at home. You look at the numbers he put up this year, outstanding. Outstanding numbers. He did the same thing damn near last year. Kobe kind of took it there. So big time player as far as passing the football. What I can tell you about him, he ain't the most athletic guy out there, and I can't even say he Big Ben in the athleticism department. There's a small drop off in the athleticism department. A little bro say if they gonna get a quarterback, it's Ridder. I'm not even. You know what? Like I said before, man, I think if you're gonna take a quarterback, I think you got a few options. But I'll get there. You got a few options, but Carson Strong is big time with the arm. Everything. If this is 1990, like, bruh, and only thing that'll be questioned about him is the competition level. When you talking about being able to throw the football, he might be the best thrower of the football in this draft. But now the guys have got more athletic. Now they want you to move a little bit. They want to be able to do RPO. And if there was the best situation for him, it's Detroit when the offensive line is healthy. You know what I'm saying? You got a good blocking tight end and TJ Hawkinson. You got good tackles in Decker and Sewell. Depending on what happened to High Tide, we'll see, but they can move Evan Brown, Matt Nielsen in there. They got good backups. They got one of the best centers when healthy and Frank Ragnow. They got a good left guard in Jonah Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And they got some veteran running backs that could pick up in pass protection and leak out and give you some help in Williams and DeAndre Swift. So if you're talking about if there ever was a place for somebody like Carson Strong, it's Detroit. Because one thing you know about him, he can spin the football. Now, his character, I don't know him as a person. But when you're talking about, you look at the arm, it's nothing that you don't want in the arm. It's strong, it's powerful, it's accurate. He anticipates windows. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I don't know if the knee brace is hampering his athleticism, But when you talk about, and I don't know where his head is as far as the X's and O's, when you talk about somebody to put thrower the football, he's the best pure passer that I've seen so far. I haven't seen everybody. And there's no strain when he's throwing the football. It's effortlessly. He flicks it and he goes. So what up, though? Carson Strong has an arm tag. Worried about those knees, though. So there you go. Knew something with his knees. He wore the knee brace. In NFL, you're really not allowed to hit somebody low. But if you watch him run, you could tell he has some type of knee issues. But if you're talking about talent, as far as being special at flinging that football, like I said before, I can say in the last 2 drafts, don't know the football. Nobody the football don't come out nobody's hands as good as it does Carson Strong. I'm comfortable with saying that nobody is the passing talent of Carson Strong. And Zach Wilson is big time. At least coming out of BYU, he big time. Bar none. He's a big time player. But this kid, man, he's a little bit different. Zach Wilson could be rolling right and flicking back left and it'll fly. But this kid it's just different. Eric, salute, what's going on? It's different. The way he flicks that football and it comes out, great passer. Just those damn legs. And there may be why he may end up being the backup. Got the brace on the leg. But for him to continue to go out there and play, he can't use his legs, he got to use his mind. He has to study hard. He has to be better. And when you can't beat your person with your legs, you got to look at Brady, you got to look at Peyton Manning. Get that ball out your hand, and it got to come out hot. It got to be quick. It got to be decisive. It got to be accurate. You got to anticipate windows, and you got to be smart. You got to be smart. And if you look at this competition out there, and we'll move on, and then we do them on. But you look at that competition out there. Pickett can run, Willis can run, Ritter can run. And Bailey Zappe, he's a solid runner too, it looked like. So, like I said before, Carson Strong, if he aces the classroom test and his medicals check out, don't be surprised if he don't crack that second round. Don't be surprised because he check out. The arm talent is there. He said, I want to Terry Caldwell said, I want the Lions to draft Pickett. Well, let's get the Pickett. Hold on. Let's get the Pickett. Okay. Let's get the Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh. But Carson Strong is elite thrower of the pass. Elite thrower of the football. And that don't guarantee you success in the National Football League. Now, hold on real quick. I'll kind of take a walk back in time. Now, Strong is 22. 22. Desmond Ritter. See what he is. What's that there? He's 22, and then we had Bailey Zappe, whatever. 22. So you look at Kenny Pickett, he's 23. His age was a little bit concern for some people out there, but these dudes playing in say late 30s and 40s. You don't have to worry about it, but you look at them, then playing the bowl game this year. Jersey, 4,319 yards, 42 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So good numbers. You look at this compared stats to other years, and the thing about it is he just splashed this year. Now he must have had an injury or he got another year extension because he got 5 years play here. And maybe one of those years was, he redshirted, and one you could play a couple games with redshirt, but he splashed. And that's where the concern is from, because he just popped out of nowhere. But then again, I like to make the comparison for him to Joe Burrow. I like to make that comparison. Joe Burrow just flashed all of a sudden. And if you look at Joe Burrow's stats, he flashed out of nowhere. And Kenny Pickett reminds me of Joe Burrow in a few ways. They both big, both got a good arm, both athletic, and you think Kenny Pickett might be a little bit more athletic, you know. So, for me, he came out of nowhere. He literally came out of nowhere. And people gonna always ask, is that fool's gold? Around 6'3", 220. Is it fool's gold? Is he measured out the right way? He got the ideal height. If he were to come in at 6'3", Stafford 6'2", he got the ideal height. He athletic. The ball come out good. I mean, he remind you of him. But Joe Burrows was just an elite special talent. And he just needed the chance. In LSU, they gave him the chance. They was desperate for a quarterback. He was desperate for an opportunity. And he took advantage of it. But Pickett is athletic. He put you in the mind frame of Joe Burrows. He's athletic. He's savvy. And one thing about him, if this is the trend going forward, he work hard. Now the question is decision making. Is this the trend? Him having that 1 year, and and can he do the X's and O's stuff? Is he a workaholic? But the tools is there: the arm, the athleticism. The ball come out nice, got an arm. It just happened for him. Maybe it just clicked for him. But you gotta ask yourself, was this a blip? Well, how many games has he played this year? I don't see it. He played a lot of games. And I watched Virginia, Duke, and North Carolina. He played some games. He played some games this year. So I don't know, if that's truly a blip. He didn't play in the bowl game with Michigan State. But, people always worry. But like I said before, if they take him and let's be honest with him, if they a little bit shaky on him and next year you're in position to get elite talent, guess what? You got to knock, you got to do the Josh Rosen. But also it got to be a fit for the Lions. Or the Lions got to be willing to conform to what he needs. And usually that's the way it got to go. You can't just say you got to fit this system. Now, New England, they won. They can show you can kiss the rings, and they know what they're looking for. Mac Jones was the perfect fit. They need punctuality. We don't need you to improvise. You can improvise because you might need to improvise, but we run military style type shit. And when they took Cam, I was a little bit surprised. King of improvisation. I mean, Chad Johnson was the king of improvisation. You have to be precise. If we ask you to run a 9, you got to run a 9 like you run a 9 in practice. If we ask you to roll out in the bootleg and get it to Gronkowski, that's what you got to do. And I think some of them players got tired of that. Everybody in the military style cat. And everybody that's successful in the National Football League that came out, not necessarily mean Dak was going to be successful in Green Bay or Russell Wilson was going to be successful in Atlanta. The true teams that take players like that and are successful is, forget the talent around them. You got to be able to willing to do what make them comfortable. You can't fit a square hole in the round, and you got to put a round peg in a square hole. So you kind of got to understand that too. And when you look and evaluating these quarterbacks for yourself, the number one thing is you gotta look at the scout team, the whole scout tape. What they do well, what they don't do well. Don't just look at the highlights. The highlights are full. You gotta look at the whole scout film. But he give me Joe Burrow vibes. Who you think makes it to the 3rd or 4th round? Probably the majority. Probably Bailey Zappe. Not sure if he's gonna be. It's contingent on the workouts. To be honest, they're gonna put him. They're gonna interview him, put him on the board. Do you remember this play? And that ain't the end all be all. What's the other little test they do too? Sometimes you got to evaluate somebody as a quarterback, but like I said before, this is the priority. But we ain't done yet. My bad. We got one more guy. That's in the Senior Bowl. We got Malik Willis from Liberty. Now, he is the okay, if we had to, well, I'll wait for that. Hopefully I remember. So, he was an Auburn guy, transferred. Important gonna be for him is height. That's gonna be very important for him. Him and anybody, because they lie on these heights. He's not official, so for him, he got to at least be at that 6 foot threshold. And if he ain't around that 6, if he fall to 5'11", every inch that he fall, he got to be more athletic. Every inch that he rise from 6'1", he can be less athletic. But for him, you look at him, the workouts are going to be imperative that he crushes them. If he in that 4-6 range, or if he can creep into that 4 or 5 range, that's going to be very, very special for him. Okay, if he creep into that 4 or 5, if he a 4-4 guy, gosh, giggly, wiggly, hold on. If he in that 4 or 5, if he in that 4 range, in that 4 or 5 range, if he in that range, it's gonna be a problem. But the ball come out his hand hard. You know what I'm saying? He can run. Depending on what he run, that's gonna be very, very important. The X's and O's is gonna be important. In his background, how he was raised, his pronunciation, his etiquette, his grammar, all that's gonna be important. Let's be real. He's a brother. He got to be better. He got to be more perfect than the other guys he with. So, sheesh. If I had to rank him, the 40 going to be very, very important for him. The 40 going to be very important for him. And then his grammar and his etiquette, how he carry himself. That's going to be important. Then his X's and O's, and then his competition level. Can he continue to be his athleticism? Can he do that in the league? And they probably gonna compare his physical numbers to Trey Lance from last year. That's gonna be interesting. And he might come in and do some wildcat and stuff of that nature. I wouldn't recommend it. Trey Young and Cam Newton, Trey Lance and Cam Newton is something different, but his athleticism is going. That's just what's gonna get him here. If he disappoint, man, you get him in the 5th or 6th round. No doubt about it. But if that ball come out the right way, he run the right way, he talk the right way, you know what I'm saying? The X's and O's, the potential tap in, well, he gonna be that guy. Hold on, my bad. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? I see you talking about Malik Willis, huh?
Oh yeah, we got to him. Hold on. So yeah, we got to him, and so it's gonna for him it's gonna be important. But yeah, his all that 40 and all that type of production for him, that's gonna be everything gonna be important to him.
Yeah, it look like everybody you want to see gonna be in that Senior Bowl, huh?
Yeah, and oh boy, Junior though. Forget which one. Oh, I forgot about Sam Howell. We got one more. He got to the list late. So Willis, his height gonna be important. Like I said, every inch that he ain't what he said, they 6'1", his athleticism gotta jump up.
Yeah, they're looking to knock him at every chance they get. It's that time of year.
But his production, he won a few quarterbacks with production in 2020 was better. Some of his production was better in 2020 than 2021. So you look, he threw more yards, but he played cleaner. For the completion percentage was higher than last year, but he played cleaner last year. Maybe that's Preston doing more, but he had 7 more touchdowns, 6 more interceptions. So, yeah, for him, that's we'll see. He from Atlanta, so we'll see what happens. But he started off at Auburn, but then we got Sam Howell who joined the party kind of late. He another guy. A lot of people was high on him a couple years ago. And when you look at Sam Howell, the height is another again, the height. The height is where it's at for him. So they're gonna carry here we go. Yeah, 6. The height. 6'1". Is he 6'1"? As far as him, he pretty good athlete too. Carson Strong is the worst athlete out of all of them. He can get out there and move a little bit. 3,056 yards, 24.
But the good news is with us, we have blocks, so we can
Yeah.
still evaluate Carson Strong. You know how he should be.
Mm-hmm. So with Sam Howell, the potential is what's going to get him drafted if he get drafted pretty high. And I think for him, it's anywhere. It's his potential. You know, Mitchell Trubisky ain't helping him coming from that program though, but his potential is what's going to help him. And people are going to look. He lost a lot of talent last year from, I think, Michael Carter with the Jets, Javonte Williams. He tearing it up with the Broncos, and then my man's went over to the football team. So they lost a lot of talent.
Dyami Brown.
Yep. Yeah. So, but he got enough arm. You know, all these guys got enough arm. I mean, I'm not sure about Bailey Zappe. That's gonna be interesting, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting, man. Is Carolina gonna think about drafting him? Third, second? That's the question. He's the guy from there. They did take a flyer on Real Greer a couple years ago. But how much you believe in him? That's the question. And then you also got to find the fit. Like I said before, Mac Jones was perfect for New England.
Yeah, true indeed.
They run a military style team. You know, so he was perfect for what they done. And the fit gotta be there. You know, some guys can play like Jake Fromm. He simply can't play. You seen him start a couple of games ago. Was it for the Giants? He simply can't play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is what it is. You look at him, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. When he had the talent, he threw 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but they too far off. Completion percentage was way higher last year, almost 70%. But like I said before, for him, it's gonna be about the fit too. You know, Matt Carroll won't be there because he hurt himself. Zappe will be an awesome fit for Detroit Young, who can sit for a year and learn the playbook. He said if we could get him in the 3rd or 4th round, he could. Which one? Who y'all talking about in the 3rd or 4th round? He said Strong looks like a young Big Ben. Yeah, not as mobile, but yeah, I get the comparison. It's a shame we will never see what Josh Rosen could have been because he screwed over at every stop. Yep. He said, I know he didn't really play at any high level competition, but what do you think about production there? When you got guys like that, man, like I'm trying to think of somebody like him. Well, Jason White for Oklahoma back in the day, he put up a lot of numbers, but he just didn't have an arm to make it in the league. Like I said about Bailey, it's gonna be he got enough arm. You know, Kellen Moore, he was solid and he was really good at Boise State, but he got to the league. You got to have that arm. If Bailey Zappe got enough arm, you know, and the speed in the NFL don't deteriorate him, he gonna be okay. Once he combine stars, Malik Willis will be the number 1 rated quarterback and top 5 pick. Zeke, I mean, very may well. If he run the 4-4, man, he might as well just pack his shit and just go to the interview process and leave. I'm telling you. Did you read they're not going to do the Wonderlick anymore? I figured that. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I didn't know that, but I figured it because it didn't mean shit. He said Dakota Stevens said he gonna run a 4-4 at least. Well, he run a 4-4. You know, he might as well pack his shit and move to Detroit, and they don't take him, man. It'd be a damn shame unless it's medical. Willis equal RG3. Well, RG3, I mean, I don't know where Willis' heart at. RG3 didn't have no heart. That's different. RG3 had the talent. He ain't had no heart. Anytime you talking about I got sexually assaulted in the locker room, nigga, like, come on. So I'm, you probably talking about from a physical standpoint of view. But if he got the heart of RG3, I pass. I love the brother. I think Willis is gonna be beginning the second. We need to take look here, man. If he do what they say he gonna do, he not gonna be there. And quarterbacks rise off of sweat dripping off their ass. That's what y'all understand. And at the back end of that draft, it's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. Pittsburgh, the football team, Minnesota Carolina. Might be in. Yes, Carolina. It's a lot of guys that need quarter. I'm telling you, they will rise. You know, like I said before, Detroit, this is the number one priority for them. You know what I'm saying? More than somebody off the edge, more than somebody playing safety. This is the priority, and that is why Brad Holmes has been scouting these quarterbacks. That's why he showed up to Pittsburgh, the Pitt game not too long ago. This makes or break him. We know he can draft DBs. We know he can find running backs. We know he can find a guy like Josh Reynolds and make the simple play. You know what I'm saying? We know he can make the shrewd decision and kick Jamie Collins off the team and everybody else get better in the linebacker position in front seven. The question is, if he can evaluate a quarterback, you know, they might as well sign him to a long-term extension again and break the bank on him. And if he can't, you know, he just gonna be in the John Elway category. They could draft everything. They could find the Bradley Chubbs. They can recruit guys there. You know, if he able to evaluate a quarterback, that's special. That's very special. And that's why New England kept racking up them damn picks, because they kept, you know, getting the Mallets and the Hoyers and the Bushetts and the Jimmy Garoppolos and stuff of that nature. If you can evaluate a quarterback, that covers up a lot of deficiencies. If you take Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay, what are they? Are they even called the Packers anymore? They probably called the Lackers. Green Bay has been successful not because of the defenders that came through there in the last 20-some years. They've been 30-plus years. They've been successful not because of the Javon Walkers and Antonio Freemans and the Dorsey Levins and the Jermichael Phillips. They've been successful because of the quarterback position. Great defenses win in the time and in the moment. Great quarterbacks, they win all the time. They keep you winning. They keep you making playoff runs. Look at the Legion of Boom. They was here for 2 years and they gone. Wilson is the reason that coffee kept getting stirred. Maybe we trade back in the first half towards the end. You can. You got capital to move back up. Don't forget that. You got 3 or 4, as many as 5 compensatory picks. I think it's going to be 3, 4, 5, and 6. Or 4 and 6, or whatever the hell it is. So you got capital. You playing with house money for losing all the guys you lost. Greg, what's going on? So Michael said, rather use our first pick. Well, defense, like I said, when you look at defense, the defense is good enough to get you by. Okay. Everybody's telling build a great defense don't sustain success in the National Football League. Now, if the quarterback not there, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But the Bengals showed y'all, we gonna take this explosive receiver and we gonna go to the highest level. And they did. They won the AFC North, and nobody predicted they would go from top 2. They was worse than us last year, the AFC North. So, like I said before, on defense, you got to play 22 plus motherfuckers to play defense. If you find the quarterback, I got to pay him once. And, of course, it's going to kind of cash trap the team. Yeah, but they worth it. You rather have the 2000 whatever Ravens, the one that won the championship, the 2000-something Bucks that won that championship, or you rather have Aaron Rodgers? I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers. They all got the same amount of Super Bowls. But Aaron Rodgers has sustained success for longer. That's what y'all got to look at when y'all talking about quarterback play. It's sustained success. You can hit for every pick in the draft. But if you don't have a quarterback, you're gonna be in trouble. That's a fact. And it's hard to keep a defense together. Its defense is more than 11 men, riding together. The depth players are important because people gonna get injured. So, like I said, you could pay one motherfucker, you could pay like 21, 20, 17 people to be important. You got to find that guy, and that's what the league is going for. They ain't protecting defenses. They making the game harder for defenses. They protecting quarterbacks. So you got to walk away with potential. And have you seen Jared Goff play this season? And then have you seen the nose? Jared Goff started to break down the second half of the season. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about how Jared Goff breaking down the second half of the season. And I ain't talking about COVID, oblique, knee, butt tie, all types of stuff. Are you really comfortable with Tim Boyles? Next season, you're going to be right back in the same position. And if you are, after you draft a guy, I draft another quarterback. It's too important. Too important. I would take a chance on Strong and his knee. Strong has his strongest arm in the draft. Can't get mad at you. If he your guy, you get him a chance to in the classroom and you can develop, cool. If you like Howell, cool. If you like Willis, you like Zappe, whatever his name is, You like whoever, cool, but let's be real. Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis is what the league is going to. That's a fact. They going to these semi-dual threat quarterbacks, Burrow, Wilson, Dak. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about dual quarterbacks, if you don't learn to throw the football, your shelf life is going to be short. I warned y'all about Lamar Jackson. Anytime somebody just start fumbling out the blue like Lamar, he neurologically starting to get messed up. And if they don't say, Lamar, we gonna spread the ball out, we gonna do what, we gonna hire somebody from Buffalo to show us what they did with Josh Allen, y'all seen the best of Lamar Jackson. I'm telling y'all. And that's the thing to be careful about Malik Willis. You have to establish to him, we can't get by off your athleticism. And that's what San Francisco said about Trey Lance. I told y'all, Lance as a quarterback wasn't ready, but he looked really good versus Houston. And before you laugh and say it was Houston been balling. You know what I'm saying? They gonna refine Trey Lance before they throw him out there and get him beat up. And that's how you handle it. They threw Lamar out there because he wasn't ready yet, but he can get by as a runner. You can't last in the National Football League. Cam Newton broke down. Andrew Luck was running over 300-pound linemen and 250-pound linebackers. You can't make it like that in that league. So there's a disclaimer when talking about Malik Willis. If he can't, in the next 3 years, if he can't become a drop back quarterback at least 67% of the times, can't do it. Randall Cunningham had to learn. And by the time Randall Cunningham became a passer, he was ready to tap out. He was probably one of the greatest football teams of all time, never won a championship. That Viking team where Morgan Anderson, whoever it was, missed the kick. Atlanta should have been in the Super Bowl. If you watch that Super Bowl, it was very evident that the Dirty Birds shouldn't have been in that Super Bowl. Scott Chandler, what's my man's name? Jamal Anderson. That went from one of the greatest Super Bowls to one of the worst Super Bowls out there. With the offensive line and running back, the Lions have Willis can be a game. He can, but can he drop back and can he be a punctual quarterback? Honest truth. What if we come back here in 10 years and Sam Howell was the best quarterback? We all looking stupid. That's why they got scouts. That's why Brad Holmes get paid the big bucks and I don't. What about Evan Neal to replace Decker? I know the pick is boring, but the thing about Decker, I'm going to stop you there. Decker's contract don't kick in the next year. So, to be honest, if you draft Evan Neal, you're going to be playing them at guard, from Alabama. So you got to look at Decker's contract and you got to say, well, I don't owe him no more money after the first or second guaranteed money. Then I'll kick Evan Neal to tackle. I'm for it. But Neal will be coming in playing guard because you can't move that contract. You just got out of financial debt. With some of the other stuff. So yeah, that's the only issue with that. He said, what was he in Penn State? Like, yeah, I don't care if I'm trying to sell a book. I got to be desperate to put that in the book if it happened. I think about 4 or 5 quarterbacks. I don't know about 4 or 5 going in the first. If I had to be a pretty chick named Sam in a pink little dress, let's look at the NFL draft order. And the Lions might get paid. They might get paid off that second pick they got. That's what y'all ain't think about. They might get paid. They might trade that pick for a future first and do what the Giants and what's the name is doing. They might get paid in the shade. And I wouldn't be mad at that neither because, you might be, but you look at the teams back here. Let me know how many y'all see back there that need a quarterback. Let's go up a little bit. Let's go. We can see 32. From 17 to 32, I see a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. Let's look at it. Pittsburgh need a quarterback. Vegas can need a quarterback. Philadelphia, rumor they really don't like Jalen Hurts. They can be a quarterback. Philadelphia again. Buffalo, no. Cincinnati, Dallas, no. But Tampa, they can use a quarterback. Brady can walk away at any point. Detroit can use a quarterback. Tennessee can use a quarterback. I know Henry back. And Green Bay can use a quarterback. So it's 7 teams in that 17 to 32 range that can need a quarterback. Then you move up. You move up again, right? Carolina can use a quarterback. New York can use a quarterback. They in there twice. Washington could use. I'll tell you what. Atlanta could use a quarterback. Denver could use a quarterback. Minnesota could use a quarterback. Cleveland could use a quarterback. New Orleans could use a quarterback. Baltimore ain't played Lamar yet. They could use a quarterback. So from 5 to 32, we talk about like 12 teams that can use a quarterback, and some of them overlap because they got. So I mean, Houston can use a quarterback. So I mean, crazy. But the most dangerous spot for a quarterback, if you don't get your guy, it starts with these teams. It starts with these. Now this guy, Matt Ryan and Teddy Bridgewater, can move somewhere down there. Not lying. It's crazy. But we'll see at the workouts. In the workouts, I might not be feeling as jumpy for a quarterback. But all I'm saying is you got to explore the option. Valid point about the Legion of Boom, best defensive bunch I've seen in my life. What do you think? Nap guy said, what you think about trading back? Bunch of securing a lot of picks and going after Bryce. I'm not a Bryce Young fan or the other kid from Ohio State. But trading back, I think if you got a superstar talent up there, you got to take them. But if you can move back and get a talent, I ain't mad at you. I like Kyle Hamilton, but I like a lot of guys in the middle of that draft too. Jordan Davis. Quarterback is a franchise-changing position. Yes, it is the only franchise-changing position most of the time. Now, you have Barry Sanders. You got guys like that. Strong can't move. That's true. You got to beat him with your mind. Peyton couldn't move after a while. Neither could Brady. I'm not saying if he Peyton and Brady, I'm pretty sure we both saying you got to take him, but I'm not sure. He said you can't hate me now. McKinney said I'm taking Willis, Malik. We wait and see. I ain't mad at you. Trade Goff for Watson. Come on, man. They can't take the cap hit for Goff. If you did take the cap hit, it'd be for Watson, but you got Russell, you got Watson, you got there's somebody else out there that's gonna get traded. Russell, Watson. I feel like I'm forgetting the quarterback that might be on the move. Russell, Watson, Derek Carr. That's what the guy I'm looking for. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with sitting. Yeah, I would sit whoever I draft, man. I would sit them behind Jared Goff. Well, we know Jared Goff making $30+ million. So I mean, yeah, no, Evan Neal should be gone, but we can get 3 picks for. You got to take the cap hit, bro. Let me show you. Let me. I don't know why I keep doing that. I apologize. But hold on, let me show you. Here we go. Let me get myself together. Okay, let's see. Apparently, they prematurely paid Taylor Decker. People had to show me this on the channel. They prematurely paid him. So let this load up. I'll wait. There we go. So until you get to after next season, the cap hit is huge. He can cut him now. Whatever this red mean, I don't know. It's $28 million dead money, $5 million. But next year now, $19 million in cap hit, $25 million in dead money. So you have to wait till 2023. That's after the next season. Then the cap hit go down to 12.5. So, but if you don't do after that year, then cap hit still high. So, yep. So I think he's here to stay. So, yep. The way our luck in the second round is, we should trade if a great cap. Well, Levi Anazorki didn't have a great year. I thought he was. He was doing the preseason. Historically, you're right. But you got to keep gunning. You know, I think one of them receivers might slip to the second. Teams get desperate for quarterback. They do. Decker is worth it, though. Houston would be dumb to trade Watson. They won't get anything better. Well, they can't. They don't have no choice. You smeared his name through the mud. I I don't think Watson gonna be playing there. You pay me to sit at home, you know. So I don't think he's gonna play there again. You can call his bluff. But I think that relationship is done when they smeared his name through the mud. So I think that's done. Can't change that. They threw his name in the mud. And Malik gonna be a hot name. Once Malik run that, Lions might get some hell of a trade offers. Malik, what up, young elder? I think they'll wait on a QB and but you can't wait. If you wait for a QB and you go through what you went through with Jared Goff again this year, I don't understand. Y'all act like y'all didn't watch the games. Jared Goff was the primary reason why they lost football games. Let's just say that. If you wait and then you take a quarterback and you throw him into the fire, that's SOL again. You got to find the guy this year. Or at least temporary. If you go to Baltimore and you take the backup for Lamar Jackson, you say, well, let's see what we got him. I'm fine with that. But you can't sit there and say you watch these Lions games and say, well, you can hold off on quarterback. You can't. If you watch the games this year, you can have the greatest defense on the planet. You still gonna lose with Jared Goff, and they're gonna go to being a bad defense regardless. So you can't wait. Last year, y'all said, well, we don't need Fields, we don't need Jones, we don't need Lance, we don't need them. The quarterback class better this year. Now we hear this year. Now it's wait another year. The position is too important to continue to keep waiting. And your current option ain't too good. Even though you're gonna probably put this dude in the chamber, you're gonna keep him in the chamber, but you can't get to the draft in 2023 and say we need a quarterback. And you know what happened when you can't find a quarterback? They're gonna bring back Jared Goff, get the guy in here now, tutor him up for a year. If you gotta extend Jared Goff for another year to get him ready, that's what you gotta do. But this whole thing, I draft somebody high, I can't sit them. You crazy. The 49ers did it. Whoever I take, I would sit them. Unless they show me they super duper ready, then, we know the Lions still going to sit them because they paying Jared Goff $30 million. You know that. But you can't wait on no quarterback. You got to get somebody this year. Wherever it may be, if it's Tua, if it's Jalen Hurts, that's what I think about Jalen Hurts. If it's, Daniel Jones, I don't know. I'll stop with jumping on the bandwagon if we get a lot of picks for Decker. They not trading Decker. I just told you that. They just got out of cap hell. And ain't nobody paying them many picks for Decker regardless. They just got out of cap hell. Who you think will be the Steelers draft? I don't know yet. I ain't looked at everybody yet. But you look at Jared Goff, you tell me. You tell me this. Y'all tell me, bro. Y'all got hypnotized by them 2 fake ass wins they got. Here, Evan Neal might be the pick for the Jaguars. The Lions should have the pick of their choice at pass rusher. I'm not fond of either one of them at top 1 or top 2. But secondary, if they go both court. Well, then the Jacksonville Jaguars should move down if they smart. But then again, they don't have a head coach. Jim Caldwell did interview in Doug Peterson, who won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. So they don't have a quarterback, but they still retain a GM. So got to protect Trevor Lawrence. So I don't think that's too far-fetched. But yeah, neither one of them pass rushers worth staying there for. Kyle Hamilton is the best player up there. I know he's a safety. So Jacksonville, Detroit might trade out, but if I stayed there, I take Hamilton. Yeah, you could wait. There's 2-year builder, but nobody got time to see Jared Goff for another year with no hope behind him. Have you watched the Lions game? That's what I want to know, bro. Because I had a lot of people. I ain't gonna say people. Now you had a lot of people on Twitter saying, "What y'all expect? This was supposed to be a rebuild. A rebuild didn't entail losing every football game." You tell me another rebuild who lost every football game. Well, how long did that happen? How long ago did that happen? You look at Jared Goff, you cannot say, I'm comfortable right now with going forward with Jared Goff for 2022 and 2023. Can't say it. You got to get somebody. You got to get somebody to go in the chamber. You got to get the coaching him. You got to get the refining somebody. You have to prepare to move on from Jared Goff. You have to prepare. And then again, do you trust the Detroit Lions to find a quarterback in the 3rd round? Ask yourself that. Say it out loud, Chris. Chris Mason, say that out loud. Do you trust the organization that went out there and handpicked Jared Goff to go out there and find a quarterback in the third round. You just say some of this stuff out loud to yourself. Now, if he said, we go out in the third round and get a cornerback or safety, I'll probably trust Brad Holmes. A receiver, I'll probably trust Brad Holmes. But he went out there and handpicked Jared Goff. Just let that sink in. Just let that marinate on your mind like neck bone juice for a minute. He went out there and handpicked Jared Goff. I said again, he went out there and handpicked Jared Goff. I'm saying, I know we're not moving on from Jared Goff next year, but prepared to. If they find the right guy in the third round, fine. But you can say, well, you get the best defender in this draft, it's not going to have an impact on wins and losses like the quarterback position will. So you have to prepare. Now, if you think you can rebuild Taylor Heineke or Daniel Jones, or you think you can win some games with Gardner Minshew, you get them comfortable, fine. If it's Jalen Hurts, fine. If you think you get Deshaun Watson, fine. If you think you can redo something better with Baker Mayfield, fine. You know, but you have to have a plan. If you think Derek Carr is the guy, okay, fine. But I tell you one thing, Jared Goff ain't the guy. You put weapons around Jared Goff, fine. This year was an 8-win football team. They should have won 8 games if they had Ryan Fitzpatrick. They would have won at least 6. They won 2, and they tied. And on top of all of that, Jared Goff got injured multiple times. Think about that for a minute. Not saying Jared Goff shouldn't be the quarterback next year. You got to prepare somebody else to be. And even if you go out there and you draft Malik Willis, or you draft Bailey Zappe, or you draft somebody and they inactive all next year, I'm fine with it. Let's do some things that's non-SOL. Let's take a guy, let's put him in a deep freezer, hire Mark Brunell, an assistant, let Brunell work with him. If you got to bring a quarterback guru in, and get them together. Aaron Rodgers went through the same process. He's still great. It's sad when you want to take a dime every year. Detroit needs better ASAP. Need a talent. And you that high, you get elite talent. Goff isn't good enough to start in this league. We stuck because his contract doesn't even have to trade value at this point. No. Yeah, I'm fine with being stuck with Jared Goff, but not without no shining, no glimmer of hope behind him. Because Tim Boyle ain't glimmer of hope. I know I'm related. Jalen Smith from the Phoenix Suns and unrestricted next year. Detroit needs to sign. Well, you might as well trade for him. You know, I'm looking at the Pistons right now. Why? Oh, this the ESPN. Pistons don't come on the 8. The Knicks. You need to go out there and trade for him. You look at the bottom of that bench. You got Josh Jackson. Will Phoenix take him back? I doubt it. Well, like I said earlier in my other video, I'm only keeping Killian, K, Bay, Diallo, Olynyk, Saban Lee, I might Bay. Them about the primary guys that I'm keeping. The only dudes that ain't traded. Everybody else can get moved that I think of. And obviously Livers in a deep freezer, but in Garza and them guys, I'm thinking of. You might could do a Garza swap. I hate to do it, and Garza look like he promising. You know, Trey Lyles can go. No offense to him. Stewart he stayed too, but like I said before, maybe you do Stewart for Jalen Smith swap. I don't know. But Stewart is going to be a rotational player in this league. That's it. He ain't going to be big. He ain't going to be big or athletic enough to guard the Grants, the Tobias Harris's. If he do, he could be a 4. The 4 is the new. The 3 is the 4 is the new 3. But we say that you ain't lying about Goff. When Campbell started coaching, he was cool. I try to wait to the second. Well, if I get one guy in the first, I take him. But I want them to trade this for the second to the trade. I want them to trade to second the first though. No, Bergen. Look here, man. You can trade that and turn that to capital next year. But like I say this, y'all don't know the value of these quarterbacks until the combine, after the combine. So like I said before, y'all listen to think about last year. Y'all listen to the hype last year about a quarterback. Who's the most successful quarterback in last year's draft this year? Who the top 2 most successful quarterbacks? It is Mac Jones and it is Davis Mills. Now, Davis Mills would have been a first-round pick if he wouldn't have been injury-prone. So, what credibility do these dudes every year have? Look at Mike Mayock. He talked all that shit on NFL Network for years. Where are the Raiders at? Still lack top-tier talent. So, got to use Bryce sometimes. They tell you these quarterbacks not good, and then when Lamar get in there, when Aaron get in there, when Russ get in there, when Dak get in there, you know what I'm saying? And the guys they putting the premium baby stamp on, guys like Tua, they starting to look good, but they ain't nowhere. Trevor Lawrence ain't nowhere how he supposed to look. Russell Wilson ain't nowhere like he supposed to look. You know what I'm saying? You look at the year Colin Kaepernick came out. I think it was the Cam Newton draft. What was it? It was a Cam Newton draft. I could be wrong. 2011. Might have been Cam. Yeah, it was the Cam Newton draft. Look at the guys that went ahead of him. Jake Locker. Blaine Gabbert. Christian Ponder. Okay. This dude went all the way to the second round. Him and Andy Dalton was better than everyone we named. And they went the third and fourth pick. DK Metcalf went the last pick in the second round. Randall Cobb went the last pick in the second round. Y'all feel me? They always overrating somebody, bruh. Christian Ponder? Come on, dog. Gabbert went before J.J. Watt. Locker went before Tyron Smith. Come on, dog. Who told them Marcel Darius was going to be the greatest pro? He got lazy when he got his money. That's why the interview process is so important, so vital. I really think we should trade back and get Hamilton. He reminds me of a young Ed Reed. I might just press play right. If I could trade back and get him, absolutely. IPEP and Caldwell will take the offensive defense for the jab. They smart. No, Peterson pretty good too, but you're right. Caldwell, you go from a bad players coach to a players coach. That's how I usually go. Don't take a quarterback and waste a pick if you don't think the quarterback. Of course, that's common sense. Don't reach. Only time you reach is when you get to the middle rounds. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, hit the like button. That is the perfect statement. No, like there's no offense to him. I think the Giants took Phil Simms when they could have took Reggie White. You know what I'm saying? And you remember Phil Simms won one Super Bowl, but Hostetler won the second Super Bowl. So could y'all imagine Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor all on the same line, bro? Man, you talking about something serious, but Phil Simms was good. Lions had an opportunity to take Jim Kelly. They took a fullback. Opportunity to take Dan Marino. They historically have not took the right chances. They historically took fullbacks, tight ends, wide receivers. I don't need choir boys to win a championship. I don't care. I don't care if Marino sniffed a whole kilo of coke. That was the rumor. He did coke. Man, take him. I don't care about the rumor about Randy Moss. Nobody is a finished product at 20 years old, 21 years old, 22 years old. None of these guys are finished products. They're kids. I was mad the year we didn't take Janoris Jenkins. He ain't got no trouble. His brother did. I was mad the year they didn't take the Honey Badger. I understood. I don't care about none of that. Honestly. These guys are not finished products, bro, as men. Or the young women that go into the WNBA soccer. They gonna make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes. You at 20-something years old, you give me $20, $30 million. Oh, man. But, Steve Fisher gave Janoris Jenkins the support that he needed, and Janoris Jenkins has been still in the league and been a soldier. If they run and gun guards that don't fit in Detroit, he'll slow down the offense. He better in Phoenix. Jalen Smith can run with the boys in Detroit. I agree. Yep, but guards are making strides, but guards are nice. Guards are with Portland be good. They don't play too fast. Lions they sometimes do. Need to trade their first pick from. No, they don't. I don't agree. I like Kenneth Walker too. I don't think so. You don't have a superstar, so you got to find a star. That's the thing about it. You have to find a superstar. You got to find a star. You that high for a reason, bro. So I wouldn't trade back, bro. But he could. But I just know what Hamilton is. That's the guy I probably roll with right now. But I could trade down and end up with Jordan Davis, and it's a lot of different pass rushers down there too. But yeah, for me right now, it's Hamilton prematurely. Said with Campbell having no real coach experience and making mistakes he made this season, I'd rather him go through the learning curve with golf and get a quarterback. You can't go through no learning curve with golf. What you talking about, the learning curve of golf? He don't have no choice. He gonna be playing with golf. You rather wait next season to get a quarterback and throw him into the fire. SOL, bro. SOL. What if some of these other quarterbacks would have sit there and waited like Rodgers? What if they threw Rodgers in there? You think Rodgers be the same guy? He probably took a while. You can't do that. You got to prepare for next year, this year. If you got a guy you like there, you got to take him. You got to take him. And that means moving up in the second, moving up in the third. Y'all got to understand the Lions got three compensatory picks. They can get even more compensatory picks. So y'all putting no emphasis on the quarterback position. Then when somebody take one of these niggas and they good, y'all sitting here with I ate ass face. My Kevin Hart voice. So like I said before, they don't have the luxury of doing things like they used to do them. 49ers were smart. We gonna keep Garoppolo. We gonna develop Lance. That's what great organizations or good organizations do. But y'all trust the Lions to go out there with the back against the wall? Niggas gonna turn around and get Jared Goff hundreds of millions and millions of dollars. That's what's gonna happen. They gonna cash Goff the fuck out because they don't have no other option. That's what y'all don't understand. The job really needs to be done this year. But if the applicant isn't there, fine, I understand. But y'all trusting them to go out there in the clutch, man, Goff gonna get an extension. This nigga won 2 games and tied 1, and y'all fine with him. Y'all like, oh, he can stay. We gonna be great with Goff. Y'all crazy, man. We sit here and watch all these football games that Goff done threw in the trash. And y'all okay with keeping Goff long term. That's what's going to happen. Do y'all trust the Lions? Do y'all want the Lions to be in this position next year is the question. Come on out of here, man. Y'all crazy, man. Get his eventual replacement and let's get him together and let's be Goffless in a couple seasons. You need to take chances on players with checker paths because they're the ones that pan out and become stars half the time. Shit, more than half the time. You are right. Take Pickett if he's like, bro, since he came out of nowhere this year. Yeah, I don't know if he like technically like, bro, but he remind me of stature, like looking at him throwing the ball and his athleticism. He remind me of him. You don't be mad with Pickett. Just got on who do you prefer a quarterback? Well, I don't know yet, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do my homework like Brad Holmes do his homework. When I do my homework, you be the first to know. And what pick? Well, like I said before, they got a lot of capital. You got a pick, first round pick next year in 2023. You got a fourth. You're how you call that? What's the word? Your forecast to have 3 compensatory picks, maybe even 5. You get a third, you get a 5th or a 4th and a 6th. It's a strong pick. So they got capital to do what they want to do. But I'm gonna tell you this: it's a lot of guys in the thick of the draft. That's really good too, bro. He has 4 years. No, he has an out. Once again, he has it out. I mean, this is. I don't know. I keep doing that. Okay, we got. Who you think the Lions should take? Hold on. We got to ask the non-football expert. He only watch boxing. He saying watch football. He mad because they got bath today. Oh, no more funky, fresh doggy. He's very fresh. He's very fresh. He hopped out tub today. As soon as I close the door to grab a towel, he hops out the tub. Miles sat in the tub. Oh, Miles, you got to drag that nigga. You got to drag him into the tub. No cap. If you try to pull Miles in the tub, he put his weight down and drag his paws through the house. So I just pick him up. But hold on. I just picked that nigga up. I ain't got time for that. But he did it. Big dog. That's the small dog. That's Mason. Miles the big one. He did good today. I usually take him to the groomers, but they've been backed up since the pandemic, bro. It's crazy. So here you go right here. This will be my last literature for y'all, man. So he has an out, sir. His out is the dead money only becomes $10 million. So you can read that. So yep. Chihuahua mini pen. My big dog, he laying on this. I bought him an orthopedic bed for Christmas. He like it. So yeah, so the thing with Goff, man, he got an out after next season, so he'd definitely be the quarterback next year. You rather get somebody, you rather marinate your meat than marinate the day of if you can. But hey, appreciate y'all, man. Check the Lions 101 playlist for more live streams. In the offseason, we really ramp it up with live streams and stuff. So last game is Sunday, Packers and Lions at Ford Field, and we locked when we the worst pick we can get is 2. If Jacksonville beats Indianapolis, we move up to 1. So the Pistons play at 8, play the John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies.